everyone. FrankieWuzHere here. I have to find a better way of saying that. Before we go ahead and start this episode, I want to go ahead and say audio is probably a little buzzy because my mic, I have a built-in mic on my laptop. My fan makes quite a bit of noise, so if at any point it's hard to hear me or something like that, know that I do know that. Feel free to tell me if so, and I can try to make adjustments. Maybe get some help from my loving sister. Anyway, that wasn't meant in a counter way. That was actually, she is very awesome. But, so now we're going to go ahead and start going forward. There are quite a few items you can get around here, which, you know, we won't be getting all of them. I do not like the hand axe. I like the different items. Anyway, you notice there's a guy throwing fire bombs up ahead. The best way to really take care of him is to move forward, lure out enemies, which is a big part of the game. Lure out enemies one at a time, and take them out. Another good thing about Dark Souls 1, just run around enemies. Target them, hold your shield up, and bait around them. You'll be able to get a backstab off, and normally kill them. Also remember, just because you don't block 100% of an attack does not mean you should not be blocking the attack. He's going to lunge attack at us, and we're just going to finish him off. Now this friendly individual, anyways, that was almost very embarrassing. Okay, be careful about lock on. Remember, you are locked onto your opponent, so if they come close to falling off a ledge and you move forward, you might fall off a ledge as well. Anyway, so I'm not going to go for that jump because I'm terrible at it, but you do get a ring over there, which if you die, the ring is automatically destroyed, but any humanity, any items that you have on you are not lost. God, I love ragdoll physics. Anyway, we're going to go and keep moving forward. Up here, I believe it's a soul. Yep. And I believe there's humanity in here. Remember, I haven't played this game for quite a bit, so my facts on where items are at might not be spot on. No, it's soul. That's right, the first time I killed that guy on my first character, I got humanity from him, because rats gave you humanity at a small drop rate. Now, I could go around and find every single item and pick them all up, but honestly, I don't think that's necessarily needed for any new players. They should really just be focusing on learning how to fight enemies, not learning where every single item is. Because you can go down here, pick up quite a bit of some cool items. You can get a crossbow later on. There's a guy here on the left who will come across, but because I do not like firebomb guys, I'm just going to go ahead and kill the firebomb guy. As you see, you lock on, you circle around, and you backstab. There's an item right back here, yes. Soul of Lost Undead. And here we have our favorite little friend come up. I hate that guy so much. Even at endgame, he loves using that one-shot fire breathe move. So, there are a lot of enemies coming after us. We can't really, well, we can take them on, but let's use it from an example of a different player. So, we have a pyromancy, that we can attack from afar. The same thing holds true for if you're playing as a sorcerer, an archer-based character. However, arrows do a lot less damage unless you're using something such as a great bow, which is amazing. Now, there's a wooden shield in here in the back, but it's pretty much garbage compared to what we have, so we're not going to bother going to pick it up. Slice them again. There we go. Now here is the bonfire. This one's very important because you'll go through here once, and I won't spoil where you go through there again because it will be after the Tar Skimming. It looks like the PvP community is still alive and well. So, these guys are blocking a lot. So what we can actually do is get stabbed with their pike stick. Or, we can also kick them or circle around them constantly. So, we can kick, and that actually lowers the guard, meaning they can't block it, and we can kill them. All enemies have a chance to drop certain items. I'd recommend before you go down, I'm going to show you where a merchant is. Before you talk to said merchant, just kill this guy, because I've never had him come up and attack me before while I was buying items, but I've always killed him, so I don't know if he does. Now, repair powder. It's decently good, unless you're using like a weapon like the dragon Drake Sword. Don't use Drake Sword. You can leave notes for people with this. Residence Key, if you do not have the Master Key, you might want to pick this up. Repair Box is very, very good. You want to get it. But if I remember right, there's a blacksmith later on who will sell it to you for 1,000 souls instead of 3,000, and you don't need it in the early game. Weapons, dagger. If you're going to be backstabbing a bit more and you grow up in dexterity, get a dagger. It will help you out a little bit. If you're dexterity based, rapier, scimitar. I believe the falchion's actually better than the scimitar, but you can get one of these. Hand axes here. I like to get myself the club. Yes, I do have the stats for it. The club I love it. Or was it the reinforced club? Crap, it was the reinforced club, wasn't it? Well, I'll buy both of them because the reinforced club has a very small amount of durability. You can get yourself a bow if you want to, and you can get yourself a heater shield if you did not get the shields back there. The chain armor is it's okay. You can go over that way, and that leads, back around to pick up more items, but it's more of a, is it worth the trip, or is it not? And it's honestly not worth the trip to go back there. So, we'll go back, we'll sit down at the bonfire. I believe we have enough to level up, so we'll level up again. This time I'm going to start leveling up a bit in strength, just so we do a slight amount of more damage. Actually reminds me, let me quickly switch to the club. That's why I didn't want the club. Sorry about that. There we go. Main reason I like the club, it's scaling, it's just straight up ability to make enemies stagger is amazing. Now, this is going to put us above, like you see that's a medium roll, because we're above 25%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off my gloves. And now I quick roll again. The reinforced gloves is very, very powerful. I believe some people use them on Twinks, which is a low-level character that gears itself up with high-level gear. And the club has incredibly high base damage. So, over here, we're just going to want to clean up these guys. After you go through the first time, that enemy who just entered behind me is automatically going to run in here. So, things change in the game as you do them multiple times. Basically, after the first time, you change slightly. So just be, notice that. Over here on the right, there's going to be this guy, who again, it looks like a sheep, it looks like a sheep, but honestly, just backstab. There we go. See, I couldn't backstab him, and I didn't want to waste time, so black fire bombs are here? Yes, these are incredibly powerful. They do a lot of damage. I don't believe they scale with any stat. I think in the later games they do. But you want to pick that up. Now, again, multiple enemies around the area. Let's say we doubt our skill. Mostly because also one of them throws fire bombs, I believe. That guy right there I just killed. So, you can take them out at a range or get them to come after you one by one. Up here, there are more items, souls, etc. you can get. Okay, so we do kill them in one hit with a sprinting attack. Anyways. I am definitely showing myself to be rusty. Anyway, because we have the master key, we can open up the store. And inside here is what's going to help us kill the boss if we need it. Lightning pine resin. Gold pine resin. It will give your weapon lightning on it. That's pretty much the item. Now, up ahead, you're going to want to take out this archer here, because he will like to be a jerk and shoot at you while you're trying to kill the knights up ahead. Now again, this guy's blocking, but we can't hit through his shield because of his stability. So, we just wail on him. Is my power attack just a jumping attack? I believe so. Anyway, the weakness of these little guys up here is they have very, very slow wind-ups or very fast wind-ups. It's just very easy to dodge them because they don't have much of a range on their attack. Now, one good thing about Dark Souls, barrel right there, enemy behind it. Why would it be? Maybe because he's going to use it as a trap. Know that you can see a lot of things happen or coming before they happen in Dark Souls. So if you end up dying in a certain way, it's pretty much, you can admit it's your bad. Now, the knight over here, if you want to get a sword, possibly a sword, or you want to get a chunk, you can kill him. Honestly, he's a waste of time though. He protects a ring, which when you're lower on health, you have increased defense. But if you're going to be that low on health, you're already going to die. That is another single hit. Down there is, we're not going to talk about him, because if we don't, maybe he'll go away. But we're not going to go down there and fight him yet, because we have no need for the ring that he gives us yet. He's an incredibly powerful opponent. You can easily cheese him. You can easily kill him, backstab him, fight him. But if you get hit a single time, you are dead. Until you get a little bit later in the game when you have a lot more health and defense, you're going to die. And I'm just showing my scrub lord self right now by missing and keeping my shield up 24/7. Light crossbow, garbage. Anyway, this guy is the Taurus demon. He'll come down, and maybe you might have trouble with him. I think the third time I fought him, he jumped off the ledge and killed himself. But, something you can do. Remember the first fight we had with the Asylum Demon? That's right, you can do the same exact thing right here. Climb up this ladder. He'll run up here. Remember, don't spend too long. He'll jump up here after you if you do. And you can jump right on him. Plunging attack. All that damage in there. One bad thing about this is sometimes you can get yourself, like, stuck. There we go. Anyway, let's go ahead and fight him legitimately. Because some people would want to. So, what do? We wait for the right moment and we strike. Which, of course, I fail there. So, I hope I didn't get him in a chain of just doing that attack constantly. No, okay, good. For some reason I thought his weapon was a part of his body, so I swung there. Anyway, now you might notice we're hardly getting any hits in. So what can we do to fix that? Well, we can move around the side of him. As you see, moving around the side of him does give us the possibility to get hit, but we do have a shield out. So, we're okay. Waiting for him to strike again. There we go. Now, another thing to note, if we're using pine resin, there we go. If you're using pine resin, you can just wail on this guy, and he will just die. There we go, Taurus Demon killed. I would have done it a lot faster, but yeah. I can't for the life of me remember what weapon I normally use. There's only another weapon I get. I'm feeling like I'm forgetting it. Anyway, that was the death of the Taurus Demon, who in itself is a very easy boss. Just keep your shield up, wail on him, eventually he'll die. Now, up here, we're not going to go over there yet. We're going to talk to one of the most amazing NPCs in the game. I complain. I mean, I disagree with that, but man, I love this guy. Anyway. Sorry for skipping. Basically what he's saying is, does he want help? Do you want to help? And now you can drop your sign, and as such, you can now drop your white soapstone, and other players can use it to summon you. You don't have to be human to drop your stone, but you do have to be human to summon someone. Now, up here, you're going to want to run forward and run back. and this is my one point I don't like about the Dark Souls game, is I know they showed you the dragon earlier, but there's no way you could have known that they would have sent the dragon out at you. So, you're going to want to run all the way on the right side. Stay on the right side. If he breathes fire, you will die. You're going to want to run down here now. And there we go. Now you might notice something about this area right here. I hate when signs are here. There we go. Kick ladder. Oh, where does this ladder bring us, you might wonder? Right back to the very, very beginning of this location. So, we killed the Taurus demon, we got up to his area, we located a few items which are pretty useful to us. We didn't use the gold pine resin, but you can if you feel like you need to. If you have any trouble, you die on these bosses, remember, if you do use your humanity, which we have 2 on us, we got one for killing the boss, and we used one earlier. You can use the humanity, don't feel like it's a big thing, and summon someone. Normally people, right up on that little wooden bridge area, down there, drop their signs, and they're willing to help you. So feel free to summon them and get some help. If you run out of humanity sometime, if you kill enemies within a location where you have not killed the boss yet, they have a small chance to give you humanity. So just remember, you don't even have to use your solid items of humanity. You can just kill monsters, grind them, and as such you're leveling up as well, getting more powerful, and you can summon help from someone who is, you take your level, let's say I'm level 100, 10% of that is 10. And then also 10% of your level. So, it's kind of, or 10, plus 10. So, let's use 50 as an example, it's a lot better to explain. You're level 50. So, anyone about level 40 to 60 you can summon or be summoned by. But it also takes 10% of your level. So it's really minus 15 or plus 15 of your level. So you can summon anyone from 35 to 65 to help you. So as long as you're not over-leveled or extremely under-leveled, you can still find help in a fight. So, I hope you enjoyed. That's the end of this first video, or second video, third video. This is the third video, wow. Anyway, that's the end of this third video. I'm going to level up my health a bit more. Now we're level 14. We're a little bit higher than what level other classes start at, because we're a pyromancer. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something new, or found it entertaining at all. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.